it's like you as an individual deal with, having co-founders? How do you deal with, navigating through team conflicts or mediating issues, to make sure that you're always working at your, fully effective, best selves?
Yeah, it's a very good question, Jordan. I think it comes with practice. It comes with time. In my previous venture with ConnectUs, there were lots of conflicts, and I'm not sure if I handled it the best way. I think you learn along the way. But if I can, advise on that, and of course I'm still learning. I'm no expert, but I think it starts with understanding who you are and what you want from people, and being able to express and communicate that very effectively. When you sit down and you actually the way I see it is, if you're going to marry someone, you want to know everything about them, the history, or at least almost everything about them. And I think the same thing applies for business. Like you want to be very compatible with your co-founder. I'm not saying that you have to start off as best friends, but there needs to be some kind of compatibility, trust, respect, mutual admiration for I guess these are some components that have to be there for you to actually kind of start on your journey of being successful co-founders. Because at the end of the day, it is like a union. It is sort of a marriage. You're getting into it. You're building something from ground up. It's not going to be easy. And if you don't know how to communicate your expectations, and if you don't stand up for yourself, or you don't give other people the space to grow, especially your co-founders, you don't regularly check in with them, there's not effective communication, I don't think the relationship's going to be very successful. And effective communication need not always be rainbows, sunshines and rainbows. It can be quite nasty. It can be very challenging conversations, and that's bound to happen. And that's I think you should welcome it in a way, because with these conversations, you will literally find out who your character is and who your co-founder's character is. And second, I think it also allows you to, kind of build that muscle of being collaborative and being compassionate and listening to someone empathetically, which is such an important skill today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. I guess on top of that, how do you think you've managed, effective communication in the current landscape where everything's online? I know you spoke to me before. You yourself are currently in India. I imagine it's difficult to, to keep everyone in line, especially with time zones at play. Have you got any special strategies for that, dealing with, I guess, online?
Yeah, it's a good question, and it's a good question to reflect, because I think now more than ever, effective communication needs to be very, very strong, because most of the times you're doing stuff online, you're doing it on calls, so your tone, the way you type, the words you use becomes so much more amplified. Especially, because right now we're doing this conversation over Skype, and you can't see me. So, how am I talking to you to make you feel comfortable? Or am I making you feel comfortable? Because you can't see my expressions right now, or you can't see me, so you don't really know my body language. And even if you do, you can't see my entire body. So many things at play. And I think as a team, we're pretty diverse. Like, many of us study at Warwick University, but not many of us are in Warwick University right now. So we have someone from the UK, yes, but there's one person from India. There's another from Dubai. There's another one from the Philippines. There was someone from Australia. It's a very diverse team, and how we manage it is, on a fundamental level, I think it's two things. So the first is everyone needs to kind of align with the vision. If you're not aligning with the vision, no matter what you do, it's at some point the team's going to break. Number two is, once you've done that, and on a fundamental level, you guys agree about what you're achieving, and if that goal is bigger than you and everyone's, bought into that vision, the second thing is to, again, lay out some responsibilities, lay out some duties. And if you cannot do it, be very vocal and explicit about it. And I think, you need to encourage that kind of culture where people can just come and talk about their problems. And if someone's not feeling it in terms of just, they're not, not just the fact that they're physically sick or unwell, but even if they're mentally not feeling okay, or they're feeling low, or they're feeling a bit down and out, instead of saying, why aren't you working? Maybe have a chat with them, let them talk about it, let them vent. I think putting these systems in play where you can assure the team that you as an individual, as a leader, are there for them makes all the difference, especially when you're looking at online communication and whatnot. I think one of the good practices that we've done is we kind of have these regular check-ins with our team, especially the co-founders or the core team. We have very regular check-ins, weekly check-ins. And these are less about work and more about what we're feeling, how we're going through things, what's the week been like. So it's a space where we share our feelings, our thoughts, worries, anxieties. And it kind of grounds us in a way where, when we kind of start working on delegating, we know where each one is at emotionally, mentally, physically. And I think that kind of respect obviously then translates into some really great teamwork.